Hello, Milky friends. It is Milk Stew here with you for another Idle Heroes video. How are we all? I hope you continue to stay very safe out there in this big and dangerous world. Let me switch the sound down on this fantastic game. I thought I would do a midweek video series starting today on just Reddit, specifically the Idle Heroes Reddit thread. I think it's just interesting to just comment on the current topical issues that are out there in the Idle Heroes land. That and a run out of content to create. So this is a way to create content. It's when you react to someone else's comments, and that's instead of self-generating comments, you're reacting to someone else's content. And if you're getting to the world of YouTube creation, there's effectively two trains of content creation. One is like the self-generation stuff, and you got to go out there and you've got to basically make your own stuff. And within that sphere of making your own stuff, you either create experiential content, so like people that are going on holidays, overseas, food, that kind of thing. That's experiential content, and so that's stuff that you can sort of react to, that external stimuli. And then there's knowledge-based content, so stuff that you can go and research, or you have that knowledge yourself and you share that content with creators. And so that's the self-generation content sphere. On the other side of things is you can actually, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but this was how I broke it down when I was thought about getting to YouTube. On the other side of things, there's the really easy stuff around just reacting to other people's works. And you see a lot of this, or I'm starting to see basically a lot of this. You see a lot of this in some of the finance channels where people react to other people's videos. And that's just easy way to create content because the content's already there and you just offer your reactions. So that's what I'm doing. So Idle Heroes thread, let's see what's interesting. So last fort challenge of the day. Deep fridge. I don't get that. What does that mean? It's gone over me. Okay, now I get it. It's basically saying after you've done like the first few fort challenges, you're out of E5 heroes. I'm a bit slow, guys. I'm a bit slow. Now we have a promoted ad for breakup coach relationship hero. I don't know why they're showing me that. Considering I'm single, so there's nothing to break up. 1.4 million trillion damage by me against Sigmund over 3 days. Great. This is literally the only place where anyone actually cares about it. Well done. The problem with PvE isn't that there is enough of it, it's that it's not important. I'm not saying there's plenty of PvE content because there isn't. That's true, there isn't that much PvE content. I mean, the reality is the only people that care about PvE is the guy that just got 1.5 trillion with Sigmund. There's absolutely for a high-end guild to waste a lot of slot on players like me who focus on PvP because completely PvP-focused guard can easily get 3 times multiplier in Pray for Fire. I just want part of the game that I enjoy meaningfully to contribute to the guild. Suggestions. Broken Spaces should be a guild event and a shit ton more health. Higher Pray for multipliers only with absurd numbers. I mean, that's true. Look, here's the point, right? So PvE obviously isn't important to devs because that's not really what drives dollars, right? Because in terms of what drives economics in the games, it's PvP. And specifically, it's whales shitting on whales in PvP. Like, the need to have the best teams, the best artifacts. That's what drives the economics of this game. If you're doing this for PvE, and I was developing this game, I'm like, look, you're not going to spend any money on it. Oh, not really, compared to a player that's doing PvP. So why would I bother? But I get where this guy's headed, right? If the way to make PvE more relevant is probably what he said. You've got to make PvE into PvP. And so you're like, well, Moksha, what the fuck does that mean? If you make PvE into PvP, isn't that just PvP? Well, yes and no. So you can make a hybrid version, right? So right now, Broken Spaces, well, for example, you can have a Flame Shrine boss, and you basically hit that with your guild, and the guild with the highest damage against that Flame Shrine boss, for example, gets a lot of guild coins, right? That's one example of how you make a PvE a PvP type event, right? So rather than fighting other players, you basically fight a machine monster, a bot, and the team that does the most damage against that bot wins, right? And you can do that on so many levels. You can do that with guild bosses. You can do that at like Crystal Cranley type mode, where the boss changes every day or every week, and rather than, like I said, everyone in the guild just attacks that boss, and at the end of the week, whoever has the most damage basically gets a lot of guild coins or whatever else they want to give away. But that's one potential way to fix the PvE solution, because like I said, I don't think they can just make more PvE specific content, because it just doesn't drive the economics. So, kind of out of luck there. I really hope reports will take this kind of shut up, death, kill your... Yeah, that's really bad. Look, people are going to say shit on the servers all the time, and not necessarily in English, right? There are a lot of Russian players, and I don't understand half their shit. And I know none of it is censored. So, there's going to be nasty people in the world. Look, this Lofi guy, there's just going to be a lot of bad karma going to him. E5 that Russell, me on Friday. Yeah, so Russell and Drake are dropping on Friday in the Feather Shop. To be honest, I think it's exciting and all, but the reality is everyone really going to buy more copies of Russell and Drake? Maybe. I mean, I would probably buy Carey over Russells and Drakes. I would even buy Sherlock's over Russell and Drake's. Probably more Sherlock's than I would. I would buy Sherlock over Carey and Carey over Russell's and Drake's. Simply because that's where the meta's at. Especially from a Trial of the Champions perspective. So if you're trying to win Trial of Champions, that's where you would spend your resources. That's where I would spend my resources. Crystal Crown League, it's probably Rogan that's winning in there right now. Yeah. So that's definitely coming in. Hey, great. If you need that extra copy to E5 your Russell or Drake, do it. But otherwise, I'm saving my puppies. So I think I've enough. 800. That's enough to get 2 pay-to-win artifacts. And so when they offer that again, hopefully soon, I'll be getting A and Bs and Ruies and fucking anything else that's that works. That's what I'm not going to spend my feathers on those new heroes. Tower 624 Ilaria. Oh, good on you. So this is a Mim team on tower. Everyone usually clears it with 1 Horus, E5 Horus. That's enough in the backline. So this guy's obviously done it without Horus, which is good. It's a hard level. So well done, young man. Well done. So now let's just keep going. What's the consensus on the secret routes that give you a 9-star hero that take forever? Are they worth it? Do we have data on how they relate to shorter routes? Yes, we do. So the math basically says, and there was someone else who corrected me on this a while back. We did it in the comments field for one of my videos. But effectively, the order of like attractiveness in which you should do the adventures, the routes, and just comparing purely in terms of how many 5-star heroes you get per day, because on all routes, all right. So maybe if I pull it up, it's better to explain it that way. So on all routes, you have the opportunity to obviously get resources, which look, they're random and you can buy them from the merchant. So let's leave those aside. But really, the reason why people do the adventure is basically to get the dummy. To some extent to get the fleet experience, but I guess everyone's already upgraded the ship speed, so it kind of doesn't matter anymore. But then more importantly, these adventurers medals as well. So on every single route, if you do it on a per day basis, what you get per day, so these adventurers medals per day, these fleet experience per day, there is no difference between 6-star routes, 9-star routes, non-light dark routes, and light dark routes. Where there's a genuine difference in what you get per day is the amount of 5-star heroes or the equivalent 5-star heroes you get per day. So 9-star Puppet has about 28 5-star heroes in it. You need to fuse together to get to 9 stars. 6 stars has Puppet has obviously just 6 E5 heroes. And when you convert the routes to what you get on a per day basis, and you look at the food, the best route to do are the light dark 9-star Puppet routes. They are so rare though. They just come up so infrequently. This is literally the second one I've seen in the entire time since the new Celestial Island thing has happened. So if a 9-star light dark puppet route comes up, do it. That's the best one in terms of how much food, 5-star food you get per day. The next best route, I believe, if the math serves me right, and the guy who corrected me on this will correct me, I think it's the 9 stars non-like dark route is the next best deal, followed by the 6-star non-light dark route, and then the absolute worst route to do is the 6-star puppet 6-star light dark puppet route, if that makes sense. So the order is light dark 9-star, non-light dark 9-star, non-light dark 6-star, light dark 6-star, which is the worst. It gives you the worst amount of food per day. But everyone says, look, it's hard to get, food in light dark. It's worth the sacrifice. If it's worth it to you, then yeah, absolutely, just go for it. I'd rather orb for it. But that's the math. So if you're wondering, yeah, that's this guy's post. First Friday after, this guy's a bastard because he got 7 3 7-star quests. I get like 1, maybe max 2 a month, and I've been able to sustain that. And thankfully, I haven't had to do the 3,000 dice roll trick. Well, the 3,000 gems trick. Yeah, stuck at Sealand Fortress 16. Hey, me too, buddy. Sealand. So Sealand Fortress, you can actually finish with E5 Penny and E5 Sherlock. That's all it takes. See, I'm stuck on 14 as well. Oh no, I'm stuck on 15. Can't get past it without rebuilding Penny, so I can't help this guy. New events for this Friday. Obviously, we're getting Ignis, who I think's... I'm going to call her Agnes. Honestly, Ignis sounds like Agnes, and I know a lady that looks like kind of like this. She's a bit of a bitch, and she's called Agnes. Agnes, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. So, no idea what she can do. Hopefully she kills carries, like, really easily, and everyone, kind of has to switch this hero. Palace of Eternity, obviously you can swap out for these past heroes. So I've got Rogans. I can actually swap out Rogans for Ignis if she's actually any good. I can get 2 copies of Ignis, which is nice. What else are they fixing? So they're fixing Hand of Midas, which I hope they don't fuck it up, because today I have a pretty sweet deal. I'm going to 5 million gold for 50,000, and then basically 2/5 of 5 million gets me that. Like, it scales up on a gold per gems basis. These are both identical. So it'll be interesting to see how they cock it up, because they've basically said, we'll give you this, and we'll get rid of the 20 gem one, but this 50 one, you can keep buying gold, but we're going to give you less gold as you spend more gems. Or is it the other way around? The amount of gold stays the same, but the gem cost goes up. So we'll see how they fix it. I just really hope they don't fuck it for me, because I've got a pretty sweet deal on gold right now. New event added, boot camp, yeah. Growth the race, so they're obviously doing the new growth plan, which will replace the July growth plan, so hopefully you've already snagged out your goodies. I've been told that the growth race is free. I have my reservations, but apparently on the TapTap server, everyone says the growth race is free. If it is, great. If it isn't, I'll tell you. I'll say it now. I told you so. Right, MB, Ada, and Aspen. So Jun just did really well with the Splendid AMB for Ada, but you need a Splendid version, not the glittery version. So I doubt any of us can actually get that in the near term. But if you can, she basically can. Ada does really well, and I think that's the trick for me to get to basically Dungeon 50 death. I need a glittery Splendid AMB rather. There goes my luck for a while. Yeah, don't worry about that, bucko. Like, once you get those, I have so many of those right now. I have so many energy artifacts, the free ones. So we've got, like, let me show you. 1, 2, 3. I give them to all my shit heroes. So there's 3 there. 1, 2, 3. Because anyone that's decent, I'll give them a Demon Bell or an AMB. But I've got 3 like on heroes right now, and I'm pretty sure I have a couple in the bag. Yeah, I got 4. I had 5 before, but I sacrificed one because it just wasn't worth it. And similarly with this Fearless Armor, I mean, I've got another 2 now. at, at some point you're like, geez, how many more do you need? And when do I throw it away for food? It's getting close for me. Like I said, I sacrificed one of these for the artifact essence, to upgrade my play to win artifacts to splendid or glittery versions. And truth be told, that's probably a pretty good reward. So like in the PvP stuff, the stuff that really shits me, especially with Trial of the Champions, and even Guild War, is the fact that they give the stronger players, the older players, the most rewards. The guys that have been around the longest are the ones, or the ones that spend the most, are the ones that least need the resources. Um, and if you do that, especially for Trial of the Champions, if you give GDP, if you give Barry, if you give all those whales like more glory coins to buy more orbs, they don't need it for one, right? They can spend money to get there, right? These are the guys you don't want to give glory coins to. You basically want to give them something that no one else can get. Give them a shitty avatar, right? So like give them one of these like that they can put on their avatar, and like everyone will be like, ooh, aren't you great? But no one gives a shit about it. Because if you do that, if you give those with the most even more, it's going to make it impossible for newer players to ever catch up. And if newer players can never catch up, they'll be like, well, fuck that, I can never catch up, I'm not going to play this game anymore, right? And so if they drop out, then all of a sudden I drop out. And if I drop out, then, well, does Barry keep playing when he doesn't anyone, would Barry and GDP keep playing this game if all of a sudden a whole bunch of people drop out? And if they drop out, are they going to still watch his videos? I suspect not, right? So it's I get what they do it, but if you want to be smart about it, devs, you got to give these guys something that won't make them so beyond reach of someone that's just starting in the game, right? That you kill yourself down the track, because what they're doing is very short term right now. If it was me and I had to engineer the rewards, I'd give them a special avatar. I invite them to a special league like they're doing with the Guild War and that special letter that no one really gives a shit about except the people in the top guilds like us. Fucking hypocrite. So you give them where is it? Where are the rewards? You give them this junky letter, right? Special invitation to some, I don't know, penis pumping event where we can jack each other off, and see who does it the best, right? Don't give us more guild coins. Like, the gold's kind of nice. Maybe give us more gold. Maybe give us more spirit, because that's the stuff that holds us back. Maybe even give us, like, frame essence, right? Because the frames don't really make a difference in this game. And if you haven't, well, none of you would have seen my video on the frames, but if you go to my Discord, I've made a special video just for people in my Discord about which frame is best and what's the best way to think about frames. Give frame essence, I don't know, maybe even give like artifact essence, so then we can upgrade our pay to win artifacts, because a normal person will never get enough artifacts to make a splendid version of, say, an A and B, right? That'll take them like 10 years if they stay around that long. Whereas for a pay to win player, that's like a big deal, right? And they're not going to have enough artifacts to cycle through to get there. So you might as well give those guys that are already in that league just essence instead of profit orbs or glory coins to get profit orbs. That's just my thinking, right? So that's a bit of a big rant there. Then maybe let's just do 2 more of these, because I know this video is getting on. You're probably like, what the fuck is this guy going on about? Is there a definitive guide on the best way to spend gems on a daily basis? Yes, there probably is. I mean, on a daily basis, the best way, it depends on what kind of a player you are and how many gems you have and what you're saving up for and what your objective is, right? But as a minimum, if you're a new player, food is obviously a big deal. So then the best source of food, well, firstly, you want to get to basically this level, level 8 on Hero Challenge, and I forget what level you need to be at to unlock this, but this is the best source of food, right? Buy an extra 5 smashes and get this out. The other greatest source of food is Seal Land, obviously. Get to 20 or above 18. Buy 3 extra smashes a day and get even more food there. So that's like just as a mandatory minimum. In terms of the other places where you can spend gems on a daily basis, this is just for whales, but buy gold. That's just me. 5 million for 50 gems. None of you can get that. I know that. But that's the other place I spend my gems on. And really the only other places, where else can you spend your gems on? Celestial Island, when you can boost the speed of the trip. I boost it for 50 gems. Because why not? I mean, you get the stuff quicker. You get all this stuff quicker. I think there's incentive there. And obviously repair your ship, so then it's always above 80%, I think is the threshold before it starts slowing down, right? So, you know, those are the first 3-4 things I would spend my gems on. Then where else can you spend your gems? The other places where you can basically spend your gems on a consistent daily basis, right? Like every single day. So leaving aside Aspen Dungeon, which is really the only other place where you would spend gems, and maybe Celestial Island and Adventure, where you would also spend gems when the merchant pops up. Really, the only other place where you can consistently buy stuff on a daily basis is the marketplace, right? So I always buy scrolls, simply because I don't have a food problem anymore. I have a heroes problem, specifically copies of heroes. You might consider buying the arena tickets, and so again on my Discord I've done analysis on the new Trial of the Champions where I made a comment about potentially, you know, instead of buying one of these, are you not better off buying just a couple of these, so then you can fight in arena, get better tickets, well, get a better position, get more glory coins to get this, because arguably you got to keep in mind Trial of the Champions is just a way for you to convert arena tickets into profit orbs. That's all it is. Arena tickets becomes fights, fights becomes victories, victories become points, points become glory coins, and glory coins become profit orbs, right? And when you do the math out, you got to watch the video. You got to question whether or not it's just worth more doing this arena tickets than it is actually buying one of these puppies out, right? What else can you spend gems on? That's really it. I mean, you could buy this pink dust, but I don't. Simply because on Celestial Island, I just make it from that. But yeah, I guess the point is, if there's nothing worth spending gems on every day, just don't spend it for the sake of spending it, right? Just save, because the stuff that you need gems for, it comes around like every few weeks. And when you do need to spend, like, you got to spend big, right? So like, you need to save up gems, obviously, for this, for Grey Dwarf's Blessing, to upgrade your kit. You need gems for the gem box week. What else do you need gems for? I mean, just those two things are already enough to consume a lot of gems. And if you're not unlocking the slots and heroes for the stones, you should be. Especially if you've got about 12 E5 heroes, right? Because I'm at the stage where, and this is from a couple of videos back, a lot of you already know this, but when you've got about 12 E5 heroes, you're at the stage of the game where you're basically replacing heroes. Like, don't regress them. Don't ever regress heroes once you've got about 12 E5 heroes. The reason why you don't regress heroes is because you lose all the pink shit that you've had to do to get your stones, right? So you're far better off over the long term just unlocking all the slots for 3,000 gems. I know it's a lot, but think of all the pink that you save, because the reality is there's only a couple of stones that commonly get used over and over again. HP speed, not HP block, but crit attack, holy damage, attack, speed attack. So if any of those like stones that, you know, most heroes use, and we don't know what future heroes are, but the reality, there's a very strong chance they're going to use one of those 3 stones, right? You should save those down, right? So like here, I've saved speed HP, speed attack is also good, but when Sherlock gets out of the meta and the new Fortress hero comes, I'm going to be ready, right? That stone, hopefully it's going to be a speed HP stone. It's ready to go, right? Similarly for Garuda. For Garuda, do I have how many slots do I have open? 2 slots, speed HP. See how I've saved it? When the new Forest hero comes, or if I place this Garuda Rogan, this puppy's already set up, right? That's why I'm a big fan of spending gems to unlock the stone slots. And also a big fan of just replacing heroes rather than regressing them now. I think regressing is a bit of a bust. Regressing you should do if you're in a pinch and you want to upgrade a hero quickly. But if you can help it, just don't do it. So anyway, that's the definitive guide on daily gem spending. I don't know why I'm doing this video, because the reality is no one on Reddit's going to, from here, is going to watch my videos. But if you do, know that I've responded. Anyway, I think I've gone on long enough. That's the video for this week. I'll do another one next week where I'll look at, I'll go through more Reddit posts and I'll just react to them. If you find this useful, leave a thumbs up or just comment. You don't have to leave a thumbs up. I don't really care about the YouTube algorithm. If I did, I'd be spamming Reddit constantly. But yeah, if you found it useful, just comment down below, and I'll do more videos of me reacting to Reddit content, because you might find the questions posed here and the content put up here pertinent to your situation as well. Otherwise, if you have your own questions, I'm happy to answer those as well. As you saw in my video that I put out on Monday, I did a QA video on questions that people have asked me, and I'm happy to answer questions and give my opinions. Anyway, have a great week ahead, and I will see you on Friday. Thanks, guys.